Alright, the internet is something that's filled with countless amounts of funny pictures, videos, and great shopping deals, as well as those pictures of you drunk at a party that you forgot to untag. The internet is more than that. It is an American lifeline that's an open network that connects us locally and globally to each other, and is being threatened at the very core by the companies that own the pipes of the information that it travels on. Today, I'm here to convince you why network neutrality is an important political issue that you should demand in a connected modern society. Simply put, network neutrality is a principle that promotes no restrictions by ISP or the government, like Time Warner or the government itself, on the content and sites that are available over the internet. It is the idea that no single entity should be the gatekeeper over what is available. It is assuring by law that information you have access online has not been modified, altered, or sold to the highest bidder. I'm currently a computer science major and spend countless amounts of hours on the internet, so I'm tuned into issues like this that may affect my career and the millions of other people in our nation. Today I'm going to explain why we need net neutrality, and also explain how life would be like in the near future if no laws for net neutrality are passed. First, net neutrality supports a level playing field that translates directly into innovation. By creating an environment where anyone with a good idea or product could make a web page and promote this product, hoping that the masses feel the same way about their product, they have a higher chance for a success rate. If we were to take away this level playing field, it would only make it harder for the average person to come up in the world using the internet. And not only take advantage of the endless amount of wealth embedded into the internet. If we would not pass any net neutrality laws, we would have less creative ideas due to the fact that the internet is not completely open to everyone. We need to pay the internet service providers for an extra money to have fast speeds, well, normal speeds. It will also destroy many small businesses, since there will always be a larger company that has the money to pay the ISPs for the fast lane service. The ISPs, basically what's going on, the internet service providers own the pipes on which our information travels on, and now they're seeking ways in which they can make more money on it. The ISPs are just the middlemen, and found out that businesses are willing to pay the extra money just to have their service faster than someone else's. Now, with that being said, let me paint a mental picture for you. Now imagine you pay your internet service providers such as Comcast, Time Warner, and for access to the internet, and many other homes and business customers share the same connection. Now the ISP decides that some of the content going across the wire has a little bit of priority over someone else, over the other ones. In some cases, this may make sense, such as maybe an emergency service or maybe an ambulance service. However, any kind of altering of what's going through means that the ISP has become a gatekeeper. Basically what's going on, they decide what happens with the pipes and what's going across it at their discretion. This is a violation not only of our freedom of speech, since they're controlling what is coming to our computer, but they also should not be able to decide what we're browsing on the internet. Websites should not be slowed down just because they didn't have the money to pay the internet service provider for the fast lane service. It destroys the true meaning of the internet, which is supposed to be a completely open and free environment as long as you pay to access it. This is bad for smaller companies, since they probably won't be able to pay for the faster service. They'll be stuck in the slow lane tier, so it's gonna lose a lot of business for their company. An example of this, say a new company is trying to start a website service that competes with eBay. They might have some better, new, innovative ideas, but no one's going to use their website, since they're not going to be able to pay for the fast lane service. So people are just going to stick with eBay, since they want the fastest web browsing experience. This is also going to create a monopoly effect with many major websites, such as imagine if Yahoo paid an internet service provider more money to have their web page load faster than Google. People are going to want the fastest web experience, so they're just going to move over to Yahoo. Basically what's going on, the system is designed to be an even playing field, and if you take that away, it's going to change the landscape dramatically. It's clear that our freedom on the internet is being threatened. Our ISP wants to control it, and our government is trying hard to stop them from having an unfair and unjust control over it. The reasons to support net to support and care about network neutrality are obvious. The courts and industry leaders feel discrimination of the information by those who own the medium are morally and ethically wrong. Corporations own the pipes, but they should not be the providers and gatekeepers of the content. Congress and tell them what you think about the situation. Don't let companies ruin the internet. Thank you.
Just hang on a second, I'll have some comments for you. All right, Paul, I think the topic is fine. You do a nice, interesting introduction and set up what the controversy is pretty well. You've got a good layout of what the structure is going to be during the presentation. At the end of the speech, I think you could use a little bit more summary to remind us how it is that your point works and what it is that we're actually pursuing. Because I'm a little ambiguous. Do we need to have legislation to create net neutrality, or do we need to prevent legislation that's been proposed from going through that would produce the disparities that you're talking about? So I'm a little uncertain about exactly what is going on here in that context. I know the idea that you're talking about is explained pretty clearly, but the political issue is, I don't think, explained quite as well. I like the hypothetical examples that you come up with. I think it would be useful to have some authorities talking about this as well. Economists who might explain how it is going to impact growth of business on the internet, or entrepreneurs who would share experiences that they've had or problems that they've come across, because mostly what you're dependent on are the hypotheticals here, and that just seems a little thin in terms of content. The explanation of concepts is good. Presentation, I think you need to, it's easy to hear you. There's okay variety in your voice, but you do have a tendency to read a lot, and you're looking down quite a bit, and you need to talk to us more. You get your thumb hooked in your pocket probably 90% of the time, and so you don't really look engaged. It's too much like you are talking in front of the audience again instead of talking with the audience and engaging them, and that's the next step that we want you to get to, the point where you are really trying to relate to people, and I don't think that it comes across as well as it could here. It's much more performance-oriented sort of thing now instead of speaking with the audience. All right, thank you.